Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Bumper here, back with another weekly video today where we're going to have a little chat about what's new on Blu-ray and 4K, pop over to HMV, have a little look about, grab some stuff, and then come back and I'll show you everything I picked up in HMV and what I've grabbed over the last 2 weeks. Now, I didn't do one last week, mainly because it was bank holiday on the Monday and I was busy with the kids, but also because there wasn't a lot out, I got to be honest. Now, I know people are shouting at their screen saying, well, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4K was out. Yes, but I was never going to get that in HMV. I was never going to run the risk of them selling out or not having it, so I obviously would have pre-ordered that one. And then, so we did have this Sky Original Save the Cinema. Not something I'd be interested in, I don't think. Saint Omer. I'm not sure about the Transformers 4K, but I got the box set anyway. And then there's these Batman and Robin and Batman Forever releases, but I've got standard 4K releases of them. So again, I'm not really looking to buy those. Then Ark of the Sun God, it didn't come out. It's been pushed back again, so that would have been the only other one I probably would have bought on top of the Massacre anyway. Flashdance looks nice, the steelbook's nice, and the gold and black cover on the standard, and that probably is a film I would pick up, but I wouldn't be in any rush. So one I will bring your attention to quickly is this one, The Last Hunter. Now, I don't know if any of you use, I think it's called Film Treasures website or Movie Treasures, and they do a lot of importing, so you can order stuff from like Vinegar Syndrome and Severin from a UK vendor. And they started doing their own films now. They got their own label, so this is the first one they're doing, The Last Hunter. So it's like some sort of Italian action film. I don't know if you can buy that at HMV. Mine it's probably only from their website or on Amazon, but I might get that just to support them because yeah, they've sorted me out a few times with some Kino Lorbas and things. I also, oops, sorry about that. I also got this hat from them as well, actually, so can't fault them. And then we got the Massacre. Then I'm not going to spend too much time on this because there's been lots of unboxing videos, and let's be honest, you must have been living under a rock if you didn't know this was coming out. And then, yeah, we move on to this week then. So it was a really good week. Well, for me, it's a really good week. Anyway, there's lots out. I mean, typically, it's that bloody, I get paid Friday, so I'm like 4 days from payday, so I'm a bit skinned. So we might have to do some sort of meeting in the middle somewhere, but we'll see how it goes. So first up then, The Integrity of Joseph Chambers. So I didn't really know anything about this movie, but then I'll hold my hand up and say I was watching Kermit Ghost's video earlier, weekly end video, and he talked about this movie. He knew quite a bit about it, and yeah, it's saying it pretty good. So if we see it over HMV, then yeah, I might grab it. Then the next one is The Killer. So I wouldn't usually be too interested in this without knowing a bit more about it or seeing it first, but it does say it's Korea's answer to John Wick, and it does say that it's obviously Korean or South Korea, so I love South Korean cinema. If it said Japanese or Chinese, I might not have been so quick to jump at it, but yeah, I think I do want to get that now. I know it's South Korean. And then we got Megan. Okay, so I have watched this on streaming. I haven't watched the unrated one yet, so I might grab it, but I don't know because, like I said, we got to do some meeting in the middle somewhere, so that one might have just to wait. Reginald the Vampire, that's some TV show maybe from Dazzler. They do TV shows. That's the kid from the new Spider-Man movies, or maybe it's a film. I'm not sure because Dazzler, they do films as well. Tar with Kate Blanchett, so I mean, fantastic actress, one of the best. Not sure what that movie's about. Don't know if it's like a psychodrama or what, so we have to have a little look into it a bit more. So then we got a new one from the American Genre Film Archive, which is a partner label of 101 Films, so it specialises in really cheap independent cinema. That doesn't mean that it's not worth getting, you know, there's still plenty to love. So John over at Mondo Chalavec, he loves these films, he collects them all, so I bet he's already popped out and got this one today. It's called The Horror Trailer Show. So maybe this is a bit like the drug one they done. It just showed all old videos that they show people to make them scared of drugs. It's amazing, honestly. And this one maybe is showing trailers for crappy horrors, I guess. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of trailers for a lot of drive-in type movies and whatever. Yeah, I'd be interested in that, definitely. I love things like that. So yeah, I'm keeping an eye for that one myself. Levias, it's just going to be anime. Then there's some more anime. We got this Three Colours trilogy. Now I know this is from Curzon, so it's these films are obviously going to be good, but I just never heard of them. I've never heard of the director. I don't know if they're dramas, romantic films, comedies. I'm really not sure. So this is going to be about 75 quid, so I'm obviously not going to blind buy this, but if anyone does know anything about these films and they want to share below, then crack on. Krzysztof Kieslowski is the director of them. Not a director I've heard of, but That doesn't mean shit, really. So The Double Life of Veronique, I think this is by the same director as well. So this is in 1991. So this film come before the Three Colours trilogy again. So if you want to get this one as well, you may as well get the whole lot in one go, I suppose. Same director again. Naked Lunch 4K. So yeah, I didn't know much about Naked Lunch, but I watched some trailers for it recently. And yeah, it sounds like it might be up my street. So I'm going to get it, but I'll probably order it through Arrow. Whether I'm going to wait for a price drop or grab it straight away, I don't know. If I am to get it, though, I'm probably going to get this artwork that you do get in HMV, because the Arrow artwork is a bit plain Jane, really. We got Married to the Mob from Fun City Edition. So they're a Vinegar Syndrome partner label in America. So they obviously release Region B movies as well. I think this was due to come out in January, because I remember talking about it before, but I haven't seen it in HMV. If we do today, I'm going to get it because it's a good film, but I'm not holding my breath at the moment. We got the 3 Superman movies. So yeah, I'm really into these, you know. I know Marvel, MCU have sort of changed the game when it comes to superhero movies, but you know, I just don't know if it's just a nostalgia in me, but I love these Superman movies. I could watch them all day. I can't say the same about modern day superhero movies. I will watch them, but they don't hold the torch up to these for me. I got to be honest. Anybody under the age of 30 now is just probably choking on their coffee. Like arrabbiato, I'm not sure what that is. I thought it was a type of pasta. So this is what I definitely want. I can't believe I don't own it. Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke. The first 5 minutes of this film are the funniest 5 minutes in any comedy. It starts off like Cheech is driving, the guy with the red hat on, and he sees a blonde bird hitchhiking with big boobs, and it turns out it's really Chong in a wig, and he gets in the car and they have this banter about having a spliff and all. Oh my god, it's just so funny. It's just, that is their chemistry there in that first 5 minutes, you know, making out you knew these two, you know, they had good on-screen chemistry, and yeah, obviously plenty of films later. So yeah, I really want to get this one. If they haven't got this over HMV, I'm going to be gutted, I've got to be fair, because I've been desperate to watch it since I seen it was coming out again. Then we got some of these ones from Radiant. So this is a new label. It's a little bit arty. Obviously got nothing against arty films. I like my movies somewhere in the middle. I like, you know, them to be a little bit arty, but not too pretentious. But The Man on the Roof and The Sunday Woman, I'm not sure. I haven't heard of either of those. We got another American genre film archive. They do usually bring 2 out at a time when they release one. So this is called The Sword and the Claw. So yeah, this is just going to be another hilarious low budget. It looks like it's some sort of sword and sandals movie. Some guy with beastly strength and claw-like hands. Yeah, like I said, Mondo Chalavec, I'll definitely get that. So if you want a review on it before buying it, just keep an eye on his channel. So Street Fighter Trilogy. So these are the movies that are referenced in True Romance. And I'll hold my hand up and say I wouldn't have known that if it wasn't for watching Mike at Cinemax Man the other day. He mentioned it. So yeah, these are the films that oh god, what's it? Christian Slater takes Patricia Arquette to see in the cinema at the start, like for his birthday. Yeah, so I do want to get those, even if it is only based on that. So yeah, again, I like to buy directly from Arrow though, so whether I grab an HMV, I don't know. Then we got Wanda from Criterion, 1970, not a movie I've heard of. We got James Dean's Rebel Without a Cause on 4K, so I'm not really into these old coming of age dramas. I've never seen a James Dean movie, but certainly as I get older, it's something I wouldn't mind sort of dipping my toes in just to see how I get on with it, but I don't think it's going to be happening at the moment. The Creeping Hour, 1933 to 1946. Now this looks like it's up my street, from Eureka. So it's got a couple of shorts on you, maybe 4. Are they movies or are they just shows? Black and white, don't mind that though. It doesn't say much about it, but yeah, I think I'd actually take a look at this. Where's the runtime? Are they? I don't know. Are they before films? I'm not sure. I can see a runtime on you. Anyway, I don't want to waste too much time, but yeah, it looks pretty good anyway. All right then. So we'll have a little quick look around the other countries, and then we'll chip off to HMV then and get some goodies. Okay, over the pond then. First one that jumps out at me, we got Cocaine Bear Maximum Rampage Edition. That's due to come out over here maybe next week or the week after though, so I'm not in any bad rush for that. Magic Mike's Last Dance. Not really something I'm interested in, but I'm sure it'll come out over here anyway. Maybe I do. Righteous Thieves 2023. Can't say I heard of that. So it's a film here with Sam Worthington, even though he looks like Daryl from The Walking Dead on there. Transfusion. Kids vs Aliens, have you heard? This one's alright. I think it was a Shudder release when it first came out. I wouldn't mind this one, but I'll probably just wait for a British release. Yeah, RLJ are releasing it, so they usually release the shorter ones. It's only on for 75 minutes as well, so you know, when you're tired in a week and you just want a quick fix. Living with Chucky, that's a documentary I am looking at getting. Got this Marlowe 2022, looks like Liam Neeson on the front, could be wrong though. Midsummer Murders, something called Full Time there, 2021. Poser 2021. Is that an 88 Films logo in the top corner? No. Oscilloscope Pictures. Okay. All-Star Superman 4K, so that's a DC animated movie in 4K. Good to see them getting 4K releases, all those animated movies. They do look great. We got a Dreamgirls double pack, The Fighter on Blu-ray, Bulletproof Monk on Blu-ray. I remember when Sean William Scott was the in thing. Year of the Comet, 1992. We got the Cheech and Chong here. They got a limited edition one in America. I wonder if I could get my hands on that. I'll have to have a little look when we finished. The Brave Archer collection. It looks like an Arrow set, but I don't know if it is. I know they do work with Celestial Pictures, though, so if it's Celestial, then it could still be the same. I can see the Celestial label. It's actually from Shape Factory, so hey ho. The Haunting of Julia in 4K, yeah, that looks pretty cool. I don't know what label this has been released on, but I'm always up for my old school horror 4Ks. So this is from Shape Factory. This is called Full Circle as well, I think. So I think this is coming out in the UK actually, maybe next week. So yeah, it's got Mia Farrow actually. Yeah, so I'm gonna have a look at that. A UK release, The Sunday Woman. Serpico in 4K. I've been interested in buying that. I'm going to import it from Germany once or twice. It's a good film, Serpico, but yeah, I never got around to it. I imagine that's a Kino Lorber release looking at the cover, but yeah. Henry Fonda, 12 Angry Men 4K, Quiet American. We got the 7th Seal Criterion release. Then we got the James Dean movies, some old school movies, not much else there now. Lou Chaney, The Trap. Oh, maybe I'll look at in some European countries quickly and then we'll go on the hunt. Okay, they have got some bits and bobs in Germany. First thing jumping out to me is this In Hell. There's no thumbnail picture, but there's 3 different versions. So I imagine this is a media book with 3 different covers. Obviously In Hell, the movie with Johnny Depp and Heather Graham, the Jack the Ripper one. Directed by the guys who've done Menace to Society, the Hughes brothers. Oh, actually, it's not. It's got Jean-Claude Van Damme in, so forget about it. It's just got the same title. Oh, well then. Okay, we got Flashdance there, nothing new there. We got this Operation Fortune, this Amazon movie with Jason Statham coming out in Germany. Wouldn't be a bad one to have in the collection, actually. Visitors from the Future, 2022. Not sure I've heard of that. Could be alright though. I do like 4Ks that like seem rare or sort of like movies you wouldn't expect or you haven't heard of. But yeah, that's looking like about it for Germany then. Well, I think we'll probably leave it there now then, and we'll head over to HMV and see what goodies we're going to pick up, and then I'll catch you back at home and then we'll go through it all. Okay then, so we'll just have a little look in the window first and foremost. Essential film box sets, new 4Ks. There's the Superman movie, so happy days. Then we got Megan and Tar, and we got this new Metallica album, 72 Seasons. Alright, so let's go to the new section first then. So a lot of DVD TV stuff, so we wouldn't have covered this earlier on in the video, but this is Beyond Paradise Season 1 on DVD. We got Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Unforgotten, Endeavour, Father Bread. I wouldn't mind some of the Star Trek stuff, but just finding the time to get into it. I have heard Strange New Worlds is very good though, so this Waterloo Road there, I don't think we've seen that before. Not something I'd be interested in, to be honest though. And then Call the Midwife, with quite a nice slipcover actually, but I wouldn't buy it just for the slip, obviously. It's not something I'd watch. Death in Paradise with Ralph Little. Again, not a show I'm familiar with, to be honest. Alright, then on to the movies then. So we got one of the big releases here, Megan. So you get the unseen release and the theatrical cut. $14.99. So yeah, pretty decent really. Lovely slip on Tar. I like the way it's animated rather than photo real. Kate Blanchett, superb actress. But at £18, I'm not sure today because there's so much other stuff out. So here's Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. So this one is going for $12.99, so that's not so bad. I would have this movie on DVD because I didn't be much difference in the picture quality, but when you're only saving £3, there's no point. If the DVD was about £6.99, I might have gone that way. So this is Killer, or The Killer, Korean's answer to John Wick. So if you said it was Japanese or Chinese, I might not have been so eager, but as soon as I hear something's Korean or South Korean, I gotta get on it because I love their cinema. Tom Hanks DVD here, A Man Called Otto, some sort of comedy drama about the miserablest man on earth. They haven't met me, but still, all right. Then we got this Sky original. I haven't heard of this one, Save the Cinema, but then saying I don't watch a lot of Sky, so that's from Dazzler. Just stuff we've seen before. Yeah, Top Gun Maverick still getting pride of place on the new release shelf. Here's the Metallica album. Now you get your vinyl and your CD. I'm not into Metallica, but the people who are will lap that up, no doubt. There's some of the old-fashioned kind of Star Wars figures. I always find these really cool, but obviously you want the old ones, really. And this is a good one, Grand Moff Tarkin, because this is obviously Peter Cushing's character, so this is basically a Peter Cushing figure. So actually, I would be interested in owning that one, but again, don't maybe today. So here's a new Arrow release, Naked Lunch. I doubt I'll buy this in HMV because I usually buy directly from Arrow for the points, and I don't know if they got the 4K in anyway because this is only the Blu-ray, but it is a film that's piqued my interest after I read a little bit about it without knowing much about it before that. So I can't see anything that we haven't seen before there either now. These are all like last week or even earlier. That's about it. Let's have a look at the new 4Ks then. So first of all, Flashdance, lovely slipcover. I love gold and black. Amazing price, $19.99 as well, really. The steelbook's nice. I'm not sure it's worth an extra tenner though. I don't think I love it that much more. So I am interested in Flashdance, but again, this is going to be such an expensive week. We'll have to see what makes it in the basket. Rebel Without a Cause. So I'm not really into these old-fashioned movies. I've never really given them the time, so I don't think I'd be rushing to buy it today, but it is something I'd be interested in. There's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the big hitter from last week. So here's your Superman movies then. So you've got Superman 2 with the theatrical and the Donna cut on. So I love Superman 2. Not sure I can differentiate between the two cuts, so I'm looking forward to watching them back to back. Superman 3 is just amazing. There's a scene at the end that scarred me for life as a kid where the woman gets electrocuted. So I can't wait to tuck back into that one and see what it's all about these days. And then number 4, it doesn't get very good word of mouth, but it's only on for 90 minutes. So, and you've got to have it, and you to fill the set. And then they've moved the figures then to a more open spot. So we got these Toonie Towers. I do like these, but everything gets so expensive when you want to collect them all. Here's some of the sale stuff here. So I've seen a couple of YouTubers picking up some of the sale stuff and some of the titles I hadn't heard of, so it kind of piqued my interest for one or two. I'm leaning more towards the $1.99 ones, I got to be honest, because, Goosebumps for £5 and Peter Rabbit for £3.50. Sure, you can get them on Amazon for cheaper than that. I remember Peter Rabbit was a Poundland title. So, yeah. And then we got this sort of, they're not new, but they've sort of put them out in the open a bit more, film box sets. So Terrifier there, some Spider-Man, Nightmare on Elm Street, or your usual ones. The Police Academy one I wouldn't mind getting, actually. Don't know if that's a DVD or a Blu-ray. To be fair, it's only $8.99, so I wouldn't really mind. I would take those on DVD, I think, Police Academy. Rocky Collection, got those on the 4K. And then there's some TV shows here. So I am slowly getting the Game of Thrones 4Ks. I just buy them season by season on Amazon when they're cheap. The season one's about £3.50 now, and you get hours of entertainment in it, fair dues. And that's in 4K as well. Handmaid's Tale, I've heard that's good. Hannibal's pretty decent, if a little bit too hardy for his own good. Okay, so we got the 2 for $15 in the premium range, so this is absolutely awesome deal. They may as well be giving them away for £7.50 each. Just an absolute bargain, really. I mean, I got most of the ones I want, but anyone starting up a collection, you could do worse than these. All right, then they got the books in a more open space on the shop floor. I am going on holiday in a few weeks, so maybe get one or two to take. So we got some David Growler, some Bob Marley, some Jimi Hendrix. There's Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers, Kurt Cobain. I'd be interested in reading. Richard Ayoade, A Cinematic Odyssey. Oasis, Tyson Fury, there's that Jimi Hendrix one. The Hacienda. So that'd be interesting. Be some crazy stories in there, no doubt. And then we just got some 2 for 15 on some American TV shows. I haven't seen all of these, obviously, but Sharp Objects was really good. I did watch all of that. I heard White Lotus is good as well, but Sharp Objects, you know, and May of Easttown, both really good, and both just 1 seasons only, so they're easy to finish. The Flight Attendant, not sure what that is. Lucifer. And then we got the stuff here that you get for cheap with any item you buy. Axe. Peninsula, Train to Busan 2, Freaky. Nothing really taking my fancy this week by there, but I do take them up on the offer now and again. Alright, let's get home now and see what we got. Hey everyone, okay, so we're back home now, and we'll kick off by having a little look at all the stuff I bought over the last 2 weeks. Like I explained earlier on, I didn't do a hunt video last week, but it didn't mean that I wasn't getting any goodies in. So I was off work last week, so I was a bit bored. So I went to the charity shop on the one day just to see if they had any DVDs. I didn't get much, but first one I picked up was East is East. Now the reason I grabbed this is not because it's a particularly great film, although it is funny. It's because this is the sort of film that in 20, 30 years time will either just cease to exist or will just be so edited and chopped it won't be worth watching. So I got this now in all its racist glory, I guess. So yeah, so it's just a movie to have really, because this is the sort of thing that I think that will happen. The worst censoring guess with the streaming companies as the years go on. So yeah, East is East. Another one I grabbed is a film. I saw this on Sky Movies many years ago, and I always thought it was alright, but I never really seen it out anywhere. So this is called The Last Castle. So we've got James Gandolfini, if that's how you say his name, Mark Ruffalo, Robert Redford, Delroy Lindo. So it's a really good cast. So James Gandolfini is like the prison head, and then Robert Redford is like the prisoner that goes there causing a stir. And yeah, it's a really good film for what I can remember. Happy just to have a DVD. Not to worry about Blu-rays or 4Ks or things like that. But yeah, just nice to have it in the collection. And I bought one more for £1. Again, not usually a film that I would grab, but it's directed by Forest Whitaker, so I thought I'd give it a go. So I used to like all black cast movies, but maybe not these romantic ones. So this is called Waiting to Exhale, and it's got Whitney Houston and Angela Bassett in. And like I said, it's directed by Forest Whitaker. No doubt there's some other famous people in it as well, Loretta Devine, Babyface. So yeah, whether I'll ever go into watching it, I don't know, but I just thought it was a bit of a niche title to have in the collection. So yeah, Waiting to Exhale. I love Forest Whitaker, by the way, you know, so that's my main reason why I grabbed it. All right, then, something I got off Amazon. I couldn't believe the price of this. I wasn't going to double dip because I already own a Shameless Blu-ray, but it went down to $14.99 and I couldn't resist. So the 4K of Cannibal Holocaust. Okay, now I did get dictated the slip, so if I known there was no slip on there, I probably wouldn't have bought it for 15 quid, even though it's still a pretty good deal. But I thought it was going to have the slip, so I'm going to have to go on the 5-finger discount mission somewhere, HMV or something, and see if I can half-inch of slip cover or whatever. But yeah, I'll open this one up actually. Don't see why not. Probably seen a couple of unboxings on YouTube already, like, but we can always have a quick look. So 2 discs, both with pictures on, really good. And then no doubt a reversible cover. Here's your old cover. And then the new one. So because I haven't got a slip, I'm going to stick with the new design because it matches the discs. And then that's the 4K of Cannibal Holocaust. Okay, then next up is another 4K I grabbed. This is from France, I think, or Italy maybe? Italy, I think, actually. It's the new David Cronenberg movie, Crimes of the Future. Alright, so it's got a lovely side-loading case. Not super solid like, but thicker than your average, not like paper thin. I don't look, it's got all the whistles and bells on. I don't think it's got Dolby Vision or Dolby Atmos, but it'll have HDR grading and whatever. So yeah, so I thought this was a bit of a rare one. It went down to about £17. I like David Cronenberg, so I thought, yeah, why not? So you do get some bits and bobs. I've already opened this one up. There's your discs there. And then you get some sort of weird postcards, art cards. There's only 2, but they're okay. You also get a cool little booklet as well. There's not much going on really in there, but it's all in foreign as well. But still pretty well put together set. Like, this is probably what you call a more standard release as well. So I wish they put a bit more effort in this country really. There's no reversible art, but yeah, so I thought that was pretty good for the price, £17 for a rare 4K with a nice side loading slip as well, which you don't see all too often. So yeah, that's Crimes of the Future. And then the next thing I bought, obviously there's been a bit of an Arrow sale going on. This was down to £45. I've had my eye on it for a while. I love J-horror anyway. I really wanted to deep dive these movies after only really seeing the original and the American remakes. So this is Ju-On the Grudge. So you've got 4 discs there, including one of them's a 4K. So the 4K is The Grudge. The first 2 though, they're on the same DVDs, The Curse and The Curse 2, or Blu-ray, sorry. So they're the prequels. And then you've got The Grudge and The Grudge 2, and then White Ghost and Black Ghost. I don't know too much about it really, apart from, you know, the original and the setup that, you know, when a soul dies in a rage, you can create the grudge, the ghost. So yeah, we'll open him up quickly. I love these Arrow box sets, even if sometimes the sequels of the films are not that great, like, you know, Children of the Corn and stuff, but they're just really nice to have, to be honest. Like, it's just nice to see someone putting the effort into these movies, like, instead of the usual commercial stuff. Alright, so as usual then, make sure the DVDs don't fall. As usual, you've got the super thick box, sturdy box, as always with Arrow, so can't fault that at all. And then, so these are the Blu-rays one by one. Where can I put them? So this is the first 2, The Curse and The Curse 2. Got loads of stuff in here, so it's only 1 disc, but it does have reversible art. So you've got that one there, and then you've got a more subtle one this way. And then inside this case then is a flyer, and then it's just some art cards on the movies and the movie stills. Okay, so that's The Curse and The Curse 2. And then we got the 4K one then. Sorry about that, we got the 4K one then. Looks really nice. Open him up, and you've got a few discs in this one. So I mean, at £45, this set's looking absolutely major at the moment. There you've got some art cards and screenshots from the movie. And then no date is a reversible art. There's the other cover, pretty cool. And there's your new one. Okay, then we got The Grudge 2. Again, nice picture disc. And then we got screen grabs again, art cards, 4 in this one. And if you really want it, a reversible art. And then the last 2 movies in the set, movies I've never even heard of. So these are White Ghost and Black Ghost. Okay, so it feels quite meaty, this one, so there's a few discs in there, no doubt. I'm saying that, it must just be the cards that are heavy, because it is only the 1 disc. Okay, got some screen grabs, and this one's a bit messed up. Some films could be quite good. Who knows? Quite a few in there. And then you've got your reversible art. And then that's it for the Blu-rays and the 4K and what's inside the cases. But then obviously in good old Arrow style, you've got a poster. Nice black one. That's the image on the one side. That's the image on the other side. I think I'd probably prefer this one if I was going to have it up on the wall. And then finally in that pack you get the book. There's the contents there if you want to have a look. And it's quite thick then, it's got to be about 60 pages in here. So yeah, all in all, as always, a really nice set from Arrow that is due on the Grudge collection. Alright then, another thing I got in the Arrow sale, okay, I've been after this for a while. I was hoping to get it for a bit cheaper, I gotta be honest, but it went down to £90 and I had some points to use up, so I was desperate to see 3 of the films in this box set. There's not really any other way of seeing them, so I grabbed it. So this is The Monster, that is Shawscope Volume 2. So this is another set of Shaw Brother movies. So if you don't know who the Shaw Brothers are, the best way I find of explaining to people who they are is imagine Hammer, but in Hong Kong. So basically in the 70s, Run Shaw and his brother, they bought a plot of land or whatever, turned it into a movie studio, a bit like Hammer did in the UK, and yeah, just churned out hundreds and hundreds of movies, mainly kung fu movies, but again, like Hammer did dip their toes into some other bits and bobs as well. So I'm pretty new to it, I don't know a huge lot about them, but the reason why I was interested in this one is because if you look at a couple of films, it's amazing the way they're packaged in this booklet. But this first one here, the 36th Chamber of Shaolin, and then you've got like a sequel to it, which is Return to the 36th Chamber and Disciples of the 36 Chambers. So these were the ones I really wanted to see because I'm a big fan of the Wu-Tang and the American rap band, and they do sort of base their entire sort of style on these old kung fu movies. I mean, their first album is called Enter the 36th Chamber, so you know, I'm interested to watch these because being one of my favourite bands, I'd like to see sort of all their influences and like a lot of the samples they use and things. So yeah, I watched the first one, it was really good. And so I just got to get through the rest now. But like I said, amazing package. I think there's 13 films in here, all wickedly packed. I think there's a couple of soundtracks as well. So you really do get your money's worth, even if it is expensive. And then you get the big booklet as well. The reason why it's shaped like this, you might think is a bit weird, is because they sort of filmed their movies in what they called shawscope. You know, they were one of the first people to use the letterbox ratio, the ratio, the letterbox ratio instead of the black lines down the side, you know. So there's too much to go through in this book. It's really thick, but just so you can get a feel of it, it's got like all write-ups on each of the films and pictures from the films. They really do put the effort in. If you're a kung fu fan, you would find this amazing. Like, you know, I'm only just getting into it now and I find them amazing, but if this was the equivalent of a genre that I loved, I can imagine, you know, these just would be like prized possessions for some people. So yeah, so that's the Shaw Brothers Volume 2. And then the last thing I picked up in the Arrow sale, only quickly, is just a Blu-ray with a slipcover is The Last Matinee. Okay, so there's a lot of word of mouth going around the community. This was really good. A couple of people put on Instagram and things that is worth a watch, so I grabbed it. It was like £9 with a slipcover in the sale, so you can't fault it. It's a bit weird because it's it looks like it's directed by someone who's Italian, Maxi Contente, but the movie itself is Spanish, and it tries to be giallo, but I suppose, you know, people with giallo, they think they can put like a awkward electro synth score on there, shoot a few shots in neon red and neon green, and have a killer in a trench coat, and they think that automatically makes giallo. But nah, you know, you're only just scraping the surface. But this was alright. You got some gross kills in there. I didn't think it was that great. I didn't think it was worth everyone saying how amazing it was, but you could certainly do worse with your 90 minutes. I suppose it's competently made with some gory kills, but just remind me of the film called The Last Showing with Robert Englund. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It was a Poundland title, but I saw it at a film festival, and it's just a similar setup to that, really. I'd say the one with Robert Englund was a bit better, but anyway, that's The Last Matinee. Wicked slipcover on it. And then, before we go on to today's pickups, the last one, the almighty Texas Chainsaw Massacre limited edition set. Okay, I gotta be honest with you now, I wasn't gonna buy this. It wasn't gonna be a first day buy. I got a nice second sight Blu-ray that I had signed by Toby Cooper, so I'm never gonna get rid of that. And I always thought this movie is better off looking a lot grittier anyway. However, after watching all my YouTube buddies like Mondo Chalaveg, 4K Michelin films, like Madden, loads of other people have had it, and it was selling out as well. I watched Elliot Cohen's video where he mentioned that this is going to sell out, and I was looking on Amazon and it was looking pretty slim picking, so I had to grab it in the end. So I have got it. I watched the documentary on you. The documentary was wicked. That's one of the reasons why it's worth paying the money for, because it's brand new, hour and 20, loads of wicked talking heads. If you watch the ones on Shudder, like In Search of Darkness, you'll notice the people on it, like the girls like Megan Navarro, who writes are bloody disgusting. the girl who's always got the Deborah Hill production t-shirt on. I can't think what her name is. Fede Alvarez is on there. I said all the usual suspects. I haven't watched the film yet, so I can't give my comments on the transfer, even though everyone else has said it's awesome. So there's no reason why I won't think the same. But yeah, the documentary was really good. Fair play. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Okay, then we're on to today's pickups then. So like I said, it was pretty expensive week if I wanted to grab everything, so I just couldn't grab everything. We didn't even see everything, I gotta be honest. So first thing I grabbed then, let's get this one out of the way, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Okay, so I grabbed this. I know it's going to be crap, but it's only $12.99. I feel like I want to see it. I also feel like I may be able to get my teenage son to watch it, or my daughter, like they watch Megan and whatever, so they might find something to enjoy with this one, but who knows. So that's Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Just to say, I didn't open up the Texas Chainsaw Massacre when you've seen it all before, haven't you? So there's no point getting into it. We'll have a look at this one, Blood and Honey. I can't see there being much inside, really. I was watching Kermit Ghost's haul video earlier, and he'd done a sort of unboxing on it. I know it's got a picture disc, but whether it's got anything else, I'm really not sure. So no, it happened. It's just a picture disc, but we're happy with that. No reversible art or anything, but I'm more motivated to watch this than some of the other films I gotta be honest, just to see what it's all about. Alright, then the other Blu-ray I got is this one, The Killer. So like I said earlier, once I seen this was Korean or South Korean, it was a no-brainer for me, because they make wicked violent action movies and horror movies, so I reckon this will be really good. And it's got lots of 4-star reviews on the back from different critics and magazines and whatever. Not a film I've heard of. There's a superbly choreographed fight scene, so that's what we like. It is ripping off John Wick. I know it says it on there that it's Korean dances to John Wick, but even like the purples that they're using on the cover and whatever, rip off John Wick. And then so you've got a nice picture disc then. So you have to watch back for my thoughts on this one, because I don't know much about it, but I will be watching it soon. Awesome film. Well, it looks an awesome film. I don't know yet till I watch it. Alright, and then last, I had to get these. Like, I wax lyrical about these films. I've loved them ever since I was a kid, ever since I've seen them. So first one, Superman 2, so theatrical cut and dollar cut. Okay, like I said earlier, I can't differentiate between the two because I used to watch them when I was a kid. I assume I watched the theatrical cut mostly, so I'm just going to watch them back to back and see how it goes. There's all your specs and all, it's going to have all the whistles and bells on it. And like I said, I'm just really looking forward to watching it. I love these Christopher Reeve Superman movies. I know they're a lot simpler than the modern day superhero movies, but there's just some sort of nostalgic charm about them that just wins me over every time. I mean, Christopher Reeves, you talk about people like Robert Downey Jr. being perfect for Iron Man, and Chris Evans being perfect for the Cap and all that, but Christopher Reeves, God, he was definitely well cast. He does a wicked job, fair dues to him. And so we'll open him up. So yeah, there's no pictures on the disc, but we got a couple of them. So there's a 4K, a Blu-ray, and another 4K, maybe 4K with, oh yeah, so 4K the dollar cut, 4K the theatrical obviously, and then the Blu-rays of them both. So that's really good then, that they put them all on separate discs. There's no reversible art, but you don't really expect that with mainstream releases. Lovely slipcover, main reason why I wanted to grab them straight away. So I can't wait to watch these two. Probably have to wait till the weekend because I want to watch them both back to back. So that's Superman 2. And to go along with that, I got Superman 3. Okay, now when I was a kid, there's two movies that gave me nightmares for months, and neither of them were horror movies. Okay, so there's a scene in this at the end where the woman gets electrocuted, and I don't know why, but it used to scare the shit out of me when I was younger. And the other one is in Raiders of the Lost Ark, when they all start melting at the end. It messed me up, those two scenes did. I was too young to be watching them. But Superman 3 is a wicked film. I can't wait to. I love Richard Pryor in this, like when he goes skiing off that roof and whatever. It's been a while since I've seen it. I can't remember it all, but I just remember it being great. I think it's the one where he saves the kid from Niagara Falls, or is that the second one? I can't remember. But anyway, I just know I love this movie, even though it's been a minute since I've seen it. So we don't get much inside, just the same as the other one really, but at least they're all uniform. Got your Dolby Atmos. It doesn't say Dolby Vision on them, so it's got a normal HDR grading, but that's fine. Again, wicked slipcover, one of these Warner Brothers 100 anniversary ones. And I was always going to do it one night, even though it's not the best film in the world. Superman 4, Quest for Peace. It's only on for 90 minutes, so what's the worst that can happen? I remember having this on VHS. I always remember the cover, like Superman was flying up with a nuclear bomb in his hand. I used to borrow it out to loads of people, so it was quite popular when it came out. But I'm not sure I was going to hold up now. But you may as well have them all, aren't you, if you're going to buy the others. I wish they had done it like they done with Rocky really and bought them out week by week, so it wasn't such a smash on the weekly budget. By buying them all today, really, you know, you're £60 a day before you start. But I had to have them, like I say, they're just amazing movies, like no one can tell me any different. Absolutely awesome. So Superman 4, Quest for Peace. And then just to say as well that, you know, there's no need for me to buy the giant box set, which I don't understand the pricing of anyway, when they're £20 each, but the box set's about 140. I already had Superman 1, obviously, so there's a slight negative with this. The transfer is so good that the special effects really do look like the little models that they are. Like, it really, once you notice it, you can't unnotice it. But I still love it. It's Superman in it, what a film. So yeah, so just to say now that my HMV was a bit short stock today. They didn't have that Sonny Chiba Street Fighter trilogy. I'm not saying I would have got it, but I'd like to have seen it. And I thought they didn't have Cheech and Chong. And I went to the counter and I could see it behind the counter. So they obviously hadn't put all the films out. And I had a nightmare. I said to the woman, can I have it? She said, yeah. So my total came to about £105. I had to use my card. And I couldn't do contactless because it was over 100. I couldn't remember my PIN. So she said she'd take one of the titles off and I'd do a separate transaction. So you took Cheech and Chong off. And then my card wouldn't work and I had no money on me. So when my card had been used a few times in a row, they probably thought they were doing me a favour by not letting any more money come off it in HMV. So I'm without Cheech and Chong, which is the one movie I went over there for to get, which I would have watched tonight, hands down. So I'm going to have to grab it next week and it'll be part of that hunt. I'm just going to go back over HMV tomorrow and sort it out when I've sorted out some cash. All right then, so usually I run through movies that I watch, but it's been 2 weeks now and I can't even remember a lot of the films that I watched. I tell you what I will do is, I got a couple of DVDs by year that I've watched over the last few nights actually, which I'll have a quick chat on, because most people won't watch DVDs, but I don't mind, because if they're films you want to watch, you've got no other way of watching them, and that's fine. So I watched Kiss of the Dragon. I watched this last night with Jack Lee and Bridget Fonda. I thought this movie was older than it was, but it's about 2001. Yeah, it was really good actually, I gotta be fair. I really enjoyed it. I do like these sort of I don't want to say run-of-the-mill action movies. They do stick to a certain formula, all these Jet Li films, but yeah, they are really enjoyable. Bridget Fonda, mine, wasn't even in it that much, but you know, really good film. And they got that Baptiste guy from the ITV show or the BBC show, a younger version, and he's proper psychopath, fair dues. And then I watched You're Next, great film as well. So really enjoyed that one, home invasion type thriller. Really good. And then I watched Road Trip as well. I got these from the charity shop, like, and I've been wanting to see this for a long time. I always remember it being hilarious. Tom Green just makes me laugh all the time. So yeah, I watched that. That was really good. And then in regards to anything more newer, like I say, I watched a couple of movies out of that shawscope. They were really good. I haven't watched any of the Ju-On Grudge ones or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so not much else to report there. What I'm going to say is, if you are interested in the movies I watch and what I think of them, I've got a letterbox account that's under Bumper, but it's BUMP3R1, I think. But you'll find me on there anyway, and then you can see my reviews for all the movies I watched. And some reviews I just write stupid, and then other reviews I do write them serious, but I do write something about every film I watch. So yeah, you can check that out. Actually, I'll put a thing by here for my letterbox account. All right, then, I've been Bumper. I'll catch you soon.